5 financial planning strategies to keep from living paycheck to paycheck. The way recent graduates approach financial planning in their first few years out of school typically sets the tone for their long-term financial habits. Here are 5 frequent monetary and spending pitfalls that young adults can encounter, along with advice on how to avoid them. Mistake number 1. Not striving to save. Those who have recently graduated frequently experience sticker shock when they start their new lives. If they want to leave the comfort of their parents' house, their whole salary may be used to pay for necessities like rent, utilities, and auto loans, as well as to furnish their new homes. Even if they don't, they frequently still have expenses, such as those related to getting to and from work or paying off college loans. They could feel obligated to start making contributions to the household budget as well. You should make an effort to save money despite all of these demands being made on your freshly earned money by investing any spare cash flow in a mix of stock, bond, and money market assets. Planning for unanticipated events like car accidents, personal injuries, layoffs, and other costs is also a good idea. Mistake number 2. Money spent is money lost. Recent grads naturally link stability of income to independence and riches. They are no longer given money in the form of a meager allowance, scholarship, or financial aid. Instead, they earn their own money and own it completely. The desire for independence can result in unwise spending patterns, such as spending money on luxuries or leisure activities. Paychecks just give the appearance of stability. Your actual financial situation is determined by how you use your paychecks. Real-world assets either increase in value or decrease in value. Because an automobile loses value as soon as it leaves the dealership, buying one is equivalent to buying a depreciating asset. The same holds true for pricey TVs, apparel, and furniture. Over spring break, traveling to Cabo San Lucas will cost you money that will never come back. Fine meals and weekend bar hopping are comparable. Real financial stability can be achieved through a number of measures. One is investment, as was already said. This involves placing money into assets that increase in value over time, including blue-chip companies, dividend-paying stocks, growth stocks, or even residential real estate, i.e., buying a home. Bonds are debt instruments or loans that have been issued by a firm or the government, whereas some equities provide cash dividends as a way to repay money to investors. Bonds do not provide investors ownership of a corporation, in contrast to stocks. When an investor buys a bond, they may get periodic interest payments in exchange, and when the bond matures, the principal, or initial amount invested, is repaid to the bondholder. There's also investing in yourself to improve your prospects for growth and increased income. By devoting money each month to improve your performance as a professional, you can expect to earn more promotions and higher pay over the long run than your complacent counterparts. These personal investments can take the form of training, online classes, industry certifications, books, and seminars. Mistake number 3. Letting debt get out of control. Debt is frequently the result of imprudent spending and depreciating assets. Debt should instill genuine fear of the bad things that can happen if a paycheck simply gives the appearance of security, especially if unforeseen eventualities arise, like income being reduced or cut off altogether. Debt consumes your income and devalues your assets, tilting your personal net worth in the wrong direction. Set deadlines for paying off all of your debts, including student, auto, credit card, and mortgage loans. The debts with the highest interest rates should ideally be paid off first. There is such a thing as good debt. You can utilize other people's cash to purchase assets that will increase in value, thereby turning it into your own profit. The private equity firms operate in this manner. But the general guideline is to exercise self-control when carrying out your strategy. Kill the debt beast, in whatever guise, by a specific date. Mistake number 4. Becoming a bad credit risk. Debt can be financially devastating if bad habits and purchasing patterns are not controlled. However, there are significant transactions that demand the usage of debt. After example, if consumers were required to bring in sacks of cash to pay the full worth of a car or home up front, the economy would come to a grinding halt. Credit enters the picture in this situation. Manageable debt can assist young graduates in becoming financially credible to lenders when it comes time to take out a car loan or mortgage by enabling them to build a solid credit history and acquire appreciating assets. Extenuating circumstances can also necessitate a fresh graduate taking out an emergency loan. Manageable debt has a specified timeframe for eventual payoff and is easily accessible in terms of both payments and principal. It is hardly an excuse to gamble recklessly at the Vegas craps table. That rabbit hole is even worse. Mistake number 5. Forgetting life insurance. Recent graduates seldom ever consider life insurance. Financially speaking, it doesn't make sense unless you already have dependents, it must be said. But if you do, if you have spouse or children who are dependent on your income, getting an insurance when you're young has a lot of advantages. A 22-year-old is a better candidate for life insurance than a 55-year-old is. A younger individual can always purchase insurance at a lower cost than an older one, sometimes by a significant margin. Although term insurance is typically advised for those who are young, permanent life insurance, which invests a portion of the cost, has advantages. Future tax-free income amounting to hundreds of thousands of dollars can be generated from a cash value that accumulates over decades. The bottom line: your mental and emotional health depends on how you handle your own finances. Once you graduate, taking care of your finances and creating a strong personal balance sheet should take precedence.